Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ulfric. Straight in there, I see. Right. I'm just getting some bits and pieces sorted out on the desk. Still don't know what to paint tonight. That's what I was going to do. Let's have a look. There is Jedi Hunters. I might do the Grand Inquisitor. Grand Inquisitor could be a thing. No, it's here. Hello. Right. Let me just mute my phone before people start sending messages through. We've also got a new set of particularly cough brushes to try tonight, which I will be with you momentarily. There we go. Everyone's quiet now. So, wrong camera, that's why. We have these. Hello there, Craig. So 2 new sets of brushes to try out. I've had them out the boxes, but that's about it. I'm trying to think of something fairly rounded to paint. Just to give them a go. Didn't do any of the Tyranids because I could have done some Tyranids in colours. We've got a couple of bits to test on. Yeah, BattleTech. Not much else. So, yeah, Wolf Bristle brushes. These were a Kickstarter. They've just come to retail. We've picked up a couple of boxes of them. And they're going to be in the shop from tomorrow. But I want to give them a go as well. There's been a few different types of reviews. There's been none of the big painters review them yet, so that was one I was waiting for. Hello, Leda. Hello, Van. Sorry. There are 2 different prices. If I can get this. There's a sheet of paper. So obviously, being the Kolonsky Sable, you get in the box. You get 8 brushes. The 8 brushes you get range from size 0 to 7, but you do get multiples, which is something I've not seen before, and I actually quite like it. It just means that you don't get 2 of the biggest brushes and you don't get 2 of the smallest brushes. You get 2 of each of the workhorse, or what I class as workhorse brushes, 0s, 1s, and 2s, and that sort of thing. So the Sable brushes are meant to be 63. We've got them in for 54. I'll do the Sable first. They all come in nice little bags. Yeah. There's a download free content. The Dragon's Vault 3D printable minis. So you get some free minis with it. Hello, Ulfric, and thank you for the donation. So, in the Kolonsky Sable, whatever manufacturer you go to at the moment, Kolonsky Sable is going to be expensive. When you compare these to any of the other big brands out there, they're hit and miss for price wise. So you get a a 7, a 3. You get 2. I think you get 2 2s when I looked at it. 2 2s, 2 1s, and 2 0s. Yeah, I'll grab them ones in a sec. What I've done is, my plan was, I've got an Artist Opus 1, I've got a Broken Toad 1, and I have the Winsor & Newton 1. So that's the 4 of them, and let's take a... What is that? It's not one of them. Cool. Yeah, I'll update the donation goal. It's the wrong month as well. Wow. So if we go zoomy, what's up? So we can see, we can now, the difference in the brushes. The Broken Toad has a lot bigger belly on the same sized brush. When you look at the tips are pretty much all the same size. The Artist Opus, a little bit longer, but practically identical to it. It is a slight bit bend. I don't know if you can see that. Let's have a look. There you go. That's straight again. And compared to the Winsor & Newton, slightly shorter. Brush feel. I'd say the Artist Opus is quite springy. I think the Broken Toad is a lot softer than all of them, but I think that's because it's got the bigger body as well. Winsor & Newton is really soft. And then I'd say it's slightly stiffer than the rest. But you can't see, sorry. It's holding the point. It seems to hold the point. So we'll give that one a go in a second. So yeah, they're 54, but you get 8. Compared to other brushes, you're talking £6 or £7 per brush. And when you look at some of the other brushes out there, even Broken Toads are only like £10. The Artist Opens are about 10 or 12, compared to a £30 Winsor & Newton. You can, for 2 Winsor & Newtons, you can buy the complete set. But I also feel that you're going to be... I need to get them hammered rather than just playing around with them. So I'll start painting with them. But the price wise, you're at the bottom end of the Kolinsky pricing, but I think that's because you're getting so many in the bag. Now, have I mixed these up at some point, or was No, I'd put the Kalinsky ones away. There we go. I'm confusing myself now. The wolf hair bristle ones. The wolf hair are £37 a set, but you get 10 brushes, so that's £3.70 a brush. We're doing them for 31, so that's like £3.10 a brush for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, definitely 10. You get 1000. You get one. I'm almost certain it's 10 or 2 zeros. There's a 00, 100. Oh. You get 2 1s. 2 2s. A 7 and a 3. So you get, again, you're getting the workhorses. You're getting 2 of each workhorse, and then 1 each of the specialists. So you've got the 00. I'm not the biggest fan of very small brushes, so the 00 and 000 probably wouldn't get used by me much or at all. I like a good brush with, that's why I've done the size ones. I like a good brush with a size one that's got a really good point and can hold its point, if that makes sense. Well, that is a big brush. They do have brush soap on them, so they've been washed and conditioned before coming out. But that for it's got a really good point. I don't know if you can see the point. It's got a really good point on it. Even like twisting it, playing around with it. Not sure what use I'd have for the 7. I think that's just a little bit too big for my toolbox, so to speak. But the 3's not too bad. I say they do need the they do need the brush soap cleaning off them to start with. So let's go for a size 1. So we've got 1 of each. Wolf bristle. So this seems soft, to answer Danny's question. We'll have a play with. Let's get this fella out. Good evening, Paul. Mr. Test Piece. What colour? What colour indeed? Let's have. We'll grab Pro Acryls Ivory, It's my favourite ivory. Let's go with the orange from Kahemira. We'll try the orange from Secret Super Squirrel Place. And I'm hoping this tile is clean. Nope. Shock horror, something in my painting area isn't clean and ready to use. And I'm never going to break that in two, so we'll play with some of the paint on the palette first. And shake up the Chimera. Ooh, let's get some in the lid. 2 drops of the Chimera. And 1, 2 drops of that. Right, so we'll go with the wolf hair first. Let's have some water, medium, just on the palette. There we go. All right. The paint seems to go up into the bristles as long as it's thinned pretty nicely. Let's try the gun pouch. I'm trying not to stick my hand in. Right, I'm going to have to. Wait, try that again. It's going on pretty smooth. Decent coverage. It's not too stiff where it's scraping the paint back off either. Let's spring to the brush. It seems to control the paint on the model pretty well. You're not chit, oh god. If you can see that. That is let's try that over the yellow. Just move that up there so I don't keep sticking my hands in it. So it's, again, it's coating, it's not putting like streaks into it, so the bristles are pretty even through the entire thing. My only critique, and I'll take the stoppers. Can you see the point? I don't know if that's obvious, but the point on the it's a 2. That's why. I'll just have a quick look in this box over here. Numbers were never my strong subject. Right. Let's try that again. I think it's still a little bit sharper. But give it another go with a thinner. It does. See about, I don't know how well orange and just trying to blend it together a bit. It seems to have the level of a glaze on there. Let me just try. This is the Klinsky. So I'm trying, I've thinned it down enough to do an orange glaze to see if it does the same level all over, or whether it scratches the paint. And this seemed very soft compared to the wolf hair. Again, you can just see the orange on his helmet, or on his head actually. I know I shouldn't be doing it bright orange, but see how it works as a glaze. Yeah, the brush seems to have quite a bit of control. Yeah. You see it's glazing and blending and yeah, they're the new ones. They seem to be a pretty decent set. Yeah. The wolf bristles are actually thicker. You can tell that they're in a thicker. So these are both number ones. Now I've got it right. That's all staying round about that sort of size. Whereas let's have a go with this. So the sable seems to have a lot finer point. You can just to say see that the sable, which is the black one, has a just it. I'm pretty much guaranteeing it's going to be the same. Kolinsky is known for having or the ability to have such a fine point. Synthetics, anything else out there, I've not seen anything as much. Let's go for the zero. It should be. Oh, let's fill the zero up as well. Yeah, for detail work, Kolinsky, yeah. Hi, that. I think part of it I've been spoiled because I've always had I've always had high end brushes, whether it's Winsor and Newtons or Broken Toads. It just seems to be that they're not quite. I think that's the best way to describe. They're not quite high end brushes. They fill a huge hole in the market at the moment. 10 brushes for 30 quid. Can I see me using them? Hell yeah. These. They're going to be. great workhorses, just getting paint down the coverage from the orange on there. It's gone over super smooth. I haven't had to go back over to rectify some brush strokes. Some of the early Army Painter synthetics, you tend to get brush strokes and stuff. This seemed to have the best way I could describe them, these feel more like synthetic. The Wolfair feels like a synthetic brush compared to even their own. Yeah, even their own Kolinsky is just that much softer. I'm just trying something a bit weird, but bear with me. Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird one. I just like not biting, but just gently biting. You can feel the difference in the consistency of the brush. Those the three high end expensive brushes, you can feel are like a soft. The bristles are soft. They're quite. You can feel the coarseness of them. They do remind me of synthetics. So yeah, they're a pretty good brush, especially for the £3 bloody yeah. These are. I'd say that they're literally sat halfway between, if that makes sense. For the price, the bang on. If you want high end, you're gonna have to go for the high end stuff. I don't even think my painting is up to needing them. I think my painting would probably just be as good with these. You've got Amarok as the number 2, Fenrir, Freaky, O'Donnell, Garmer, or Wet, Wet, Jerry, Amarok again. Yeah, I've got no idea what the names mean or what they're meant to be and stuff like that. Probably mean a lot to the people who designed them. Would I buy a set? I think I would. I really do. Albeit they're not my super duper all singing, all dancing Ferrari brushes. I don't mind breaking one of these, if that makes sense. The number of times I've been doing just basic throwing paint down on miniatures and damaging a brush just by being a little bit too rough with it, putting a base coat down when I could have just used a cheap brush to do exactly the same job. Farrago, Chip-A-Wea, Three Claws, Volga, Colin, Chip-A-Wea. What I would like to see is there's a 7 in each of these, isn't there? Yeah. So I'm pretty much presuming that these are wash brushes or designed to be wash brushes. being the size of half of my miniatures, I'm not sure that that would. Yeah, because I definitely needed to wash some of these down. So this would be the same wash or brush for, what's it called? Yeah, the contrasts, and it holds a lot in the belly of the brush. The brush allows you to push it around a bit. It's not too yeah, it's not too flimsy that it's just been pushed out the way and stuff like that. That's got that pretty nice. So that's the Kolinsky one. That is, let's try the wolf hair. Some again. So I've got the synthetic bomb wicks from Monument Miniatures, and that it feels just like that. The synthetic with the wash is quite springy. It's splattered a couple of times down here because I've not been careful, but it reminds again, yeah. The wolf bristle reminds me of synthetic. So again, that's gone over. Hi Ian, it's I'm just testing the brushes, mate. These are just miniatures I've laid around on the table for some time. There's some Infinity models that I've been finishing off. I bought them part like 95% painted. They just needed a couple of washes and bringing all back together a bit. So the brush seems to work. As I say, very much like the synthetic. I'll go back to the Kolinsky. I'll try the big mech suit with the Kolinsky. Again, it's I've not been surprised by any. They're good. They're good at what they do. They're good where it looks as though they're designed to fit into what we've got at the moment. They're never going to compete with Winsor & Newton and that sort of stuff. You can just feel in the consistency of the bristle, but not everyone has Winsor & Newton paintbrush money especially nowadays with them up for around about £35 a brush. We used to have some German Kolinsky brushes that we've been trying to get in. They're very much similar to them. That they're a brush I will use, Ian. They're not a bad brush. And as I said, where they're fitting into the marketplace at the moment, they're pretty bang on. They're not asking astronomical amounts for it. They know what they are. They know what they've got. They're good. I'm going to finish these while I'm on. I do like the size 7 as a wash brush. It has a huge body. So it has like a huge tank, as it were, a reservoir to fill up and to use. That's not far off a complete miniature in 1.5 brushes of wash, and only had to go back to the pot ones. Yeah, you've got, yeah, if you don't look after your Windsors and your Broken Toads and stuff like that, they will get away from you, and you'll wish you'd bought the cheaper versions. I'd say these are a good hobbyist brush compared, like, if you were going to go down the route of what are they like compared to Army Paint, GW and stuff like that. I'd say they're a step up and a little bit of a price drop. This set will be at the shop from tomorrow. I'll have this set out. Well, most of it. I'll leave the duplicates at home so I can have a play. Yeah, the Rosemary and Co ones, we're going to hit the same problems with them. They're getting harder to get, like pretty much everything. Rosemary and Co will, yeah, they'll probably look at holding their own stock and selling their own stock in the foreseeable future, with Sable being so hard to get and on the price just lifting. Few people know that I would very much enjoy my own set of brushes and may go there eventually, but while Sable's so hard to get hold of, I don't think it's a viable option for us at the moment. Well, I said, they're not bad brushes. They're not yeah, I would like to see other people's opinions on it. I've got quite a few painters who have already expressed an opinion of grabbing some, so I'm going to be interested in what they say. But 31 quid for 10 brushes. You get the bag, you get all of the box and everything with it, so it's a nice little ensemble. Let me take out the duplicates. So a 0, a 2. I think it's a 1 and a 1. And I'll take those ones to the shop tomorrow. So that we already have one, mate. There's a tutorial up on how to look after your Kolinsky Sable brushes. Has been for many, many years. How to clean them, conditioning, and all that sort of stuff. If you look on our YouTube channel, they're in there somewhere. let's nick a Colin. Where? Or if people want a demonstration at the shop, that is not a problem. Now we've got all of the what's it called? All the brush shops down there. It's not hard to quickly show people at the shop. Some simple basic things. Don't store them like that unless they're perfectly dry. Don't store them tipped down in a thing where they're going to get damaged. Try and keep the covers as much as you can. There's the covers. So when you put them into some sort of storage, they sit like that. The water and paint juices do actually fall out and they don't go inside the bezel. Once you start getting paint inside the bezel, that's where your problems begin. So yeah, the broken toed brush holder actually has, it looks like a hedgehog, and you stick them in and it has angles and it stops them from doing all that, if that makes sense. Oh, what else do we have? I'll wait till I actually break one to convert it to a dry brush. I've done that on a few brushes. I've got a broken toed dry brush. I think that's down the shop. But when I damage them to a point, I try and like give them a second life as a dry brush or something like that. It just saves wasting a brush. And small dry brushes are so handy. You get things like teeth and nails and stuff like that. You get to see me again now. I know that's all Ian came for, was to come and see me. It actually has a painting thing in it. Do's and don'ts. Tips up. Load your brush only halfway and clean with cold water. Do not put them tip down. Do not put them down. Be gentle, and dried paint can cause fraying. So, yeah, you get a little bit of how-to in there. So, I'm not sure what I was going to paint tonight. I might just move these fellas out the way and get that. What's it called? I'll get that out of the way and clean it. The Jedi Hunters pack to start work on. Because I think building tonight might be a better option. Since I didn't plan anything or sort anything out. And to be honest, I've not even opened one of these ones yet. I think the one I had at the shop got snaffled by someone. I'm not sure who. And card pack. Yep. We have bits. Getting messages through about mistakes that I've made today. Right. Cool. SharePoint. Let's find the build instructions. Assembly guide, Jedi Hunters. I do have my cutters. The Grand Inquisitor. So, A1. So yeah, if you want to come down and have a look at the brushes, they will be at the shop tomorrow. Like I will be as well. We're there 10 till 10 tomorrow. It is Wednesday night, late night. I've just seen that my airbrush doesn't have its nozzle on. Two problems sorted. And the legs. Is there anything you want to see with the brushes? Try them. Have me play around with them in any sort of specifics. Cloak. And we'll try and take this off very carefully. I'm sure that's the one because it all should be together. I'm hoping that's the one. Seven. Nope. Seven. And five. Six. So the head. Which head is it? There is an option of two heads. I'm struggling to see the difference between the two. Go with that one. And that is him. These are very fragile miniatures. And I'm gonna have the metal one for him. Super glue. Always super glue the feet on. What time is it? It is 8 o'clock. I am going to have to call it there. My brain isn't shifting in the slightest, and having the close up, my magnified glasses on are actually killing my eyes. So, sorry to cut it short, guys. I will be definitely back next week, hopefully with less of a headache. So yeah, thanks for all popping by. As I say, if anyone wants to see the brushes, they'll be down the shop tomorrow. In the meantime, take care, and I'll catch us all later.